This module will teach you the secret element that will drastically improve your chances of finding a good first job and having a successful career in programming. And the secret ingredient is to learn programming in depth. What? Were you expecting a magic potion or something? Seriously now, I know it sounds trivial, but so many people who want to become software engineers don't do it. You see, if software development were this giant iceberg, then most people would learn this. They will focus on the tip of the iceberg. They will have shallow skills because they think they will learn programming faster and get a job more quickly. The exciting stuff is under the water. If you want to have a solid IT background, you need to be willing to read a lot of books and master specific topics. You need to not settle for knowing just the basics. This is not easy, and sometimes it's not as fun as coding. But this approach will help you create a rock solid foundation for your career and help you during tough interviews. Let me give you an example. Most self-taught developers in bootcamp programs focus on learning how to write a simple application from zero. To that end, they will choose the most accessible technology stacks like JavaScript and Node.js. They will teach you some basic programming concepts and you will gain some experience using them. After that, you will build a simple application to serve as your portfolio and they will assist you in finding an entry-level job. Learning by doing is fun. When you build applications from zero, you get motivation, and that is a good thing. That is fantastic. Unfortunately, once they reach this level, they don't go that extra mile. They don't focus on mastering those skills in depth, and that will show up during interviews. Your interviewer will ask you about data structures, algorithms, software design, object-oriented programming, or in-depth knowledge of a particular programming language. The more you know, the better your chances of getting a great first job. That is why mastering a topic is so valuable. What I propose instead is this. Start by learning some basic programming concepts, then continue learning until you master that programming topic. Always practice what you learn. The combination of learning and applying your skills is pretty powerful. Then you can work on a challenging portfolio. Notice the word challenging. It shouldn't be easy. If you finish it in 1 month, it's not challenging. At this point, you are ready to go to interviews because now you can handle a programming career. Scott Hanselman, who is a great developer and mentor, had this funny analogy. Imagine a bathroom sink, the one you wash your hands in. If you see the water pouring in the hole of the sink, what is happening there? Well, for most people, it goes in a giant wormhole never to be seen again. For most people, that's all they need to know. But if you are a plumber, is this explanation good enough? Water going through a magic wormhole? Would you be able to install sinks or fix them if your knowledge is limited to this? Would you hire this plumber? Well, probably not. A good plumber knows that water flows through this goose-shaped pipe, then it reaches another tube that will carry it to the city sewage system where it will be recycled, etc. etc. A good plumber also needs to transform these pieces into a functional sink. You need to be a good plumber in the software industry, and the only way to become one is if you study a lot. If you don't settle for the least amount of information needed to build some easy sample application. The moment you feel that something in programming is magic or that you don't understand how something works, at least conceptually, that's the moment you need to pick up a book or do a Google search to demystify that topic. I've seen this curious approach in all the best software developers that I know. Before we close the module, I want to make a quick note. I mentioned JavaScript and Node.js earlier on. I have no problem with JavaScript as a programming language, nor with Node.js. They are great tools used by many people. They do have a smaller learning curve, at least initially, so you can start writing something using JavaScript very fast. you can create a small website knowing just 25% of the JavaScript language and 10% of what Node has to offer. What bothers me is that many programming schools and bootcamps use them because of their initial ease of learning, but then don't deep dive into them. You end up having the impression that you know a good deal of programming because you just created an application from scratch, when in fact you don't master those technologies at all. Alright, I hope you understand that learning some topics in depth is mandatory if you want to become an expert in this industry. The next logical question is, what exactly do I need to know to become a great programmer? Well, stay tuned because I will answer that in the next module.